Hello, Julie here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to share with you an embellishment for my Christmas journals. I'm using my blue Christmas 1 digital kit for this, and I will put a link to that in the description box below. I have gone ahead and made two journals. They're single signature journals. So for the cover I have used a sheet of 300 GSM watercolour cardstock in the middle. Then I have put this fabric, so that's got a little self pattern in it, both outside and inside. I hope you can see that pattern in that. And then I have stitched around it. Now you might notice that there's two different stitchings here. This one just goes around the whole outside, this one goes around the front and back covers individually. The reason for that is that I forgot to stitch around this one before I sewed my signature in, so I didn't have any option except to stitch around there, which was not a job for the faint-hearted, I might add. Trying to get your sewing machine in along here is quite a trick, and then trying to get all that fed through your sewing machine is another good trick. I have used a 3-hole pamphlet stitch on it, and I'll link a video in the description box showing how I do that. I did the same system with the last journal I made, which was the blue floral journal, which I haven't finished yet. But yeah, so if you want to see how I do that, that'll be in that video down there. This ribbon that I've bound it in with is not as soft as I would like, so I'm going to be on the hunt for some softer ribbon, and I might take this off and just tie some nice soft ribbon in that loop and a nicer bow. So I'll just have a quick flip through, and as I said, I'll link in the description box the flip through of the digital kit, but this is just the ones that I've used in here. Now you can see that this is fraying, but once it gets to that stitching it won't fray anymore, so don't have to worry about that. Okay, so this is our first page with the baubles, and I have printed on the back of all of my sheets. I've used different backgrounds. They're not in the Christmas kit, but they're just backgrounds that I had. And for my other pages I've used some parchment paper. All of these pages are printed on 110 GSM paper, and this is 110 GSM paper as well. So they're nice pages, they don't flop about. This is one of the journaling pages in the kit, so you can see, I hope you can see, it's got lines on it. So yeah, nice place to, you could write your present list or whatever there. And then that's got the burlap printed on the back. Then I've got a wreath page here. That's just got some coffee dyed paper printed on the back. We've got Santa, always a favourite. That's just coffee dyed with the coffee rings on it. That's a print, digital paper. All of the backings are digital papers. Then we've got a candle. We've got another journaling page with lines on it. That's just some nice background paper. And that's our centre page. Nice festive food, the star. Then we go back through. That's a nice page, that with the wreath on it. There's the green wreath. Got the other wreaths in the background. More journaling page. and the baubles. So that's one of them, and the other one is the same format. I think 13 pages. There's 13 A4 pages in there, so what does that work out to? About 52 of those. So that counts as one, that's two, that's three. So here we go for the second one. Got the candle, the string of baubles. This is one of the journaling pages with the presents on it. This is a wreath, but it's got the baubles in amongst it as well. This is another journaling page with the lines. And a pretty page, got like a doily background with a Christmas bell and some packages. And here's our centre page for this one, a beautiful Christmas tree. Festive food again as a faded sort of background. The journaling page. The other side of the wreath with the baubles. And the other journaling page with the packages. Baubles. On the final page, a hot chocolate drink. So they're the two journals that I'm going to be working on. So I'm just going to go and collect up my products, and I'm going to create an embellishment. Well, I'll create two because I'll put one in each one. And when I've got that organised, I'll be right back. Okay, to start with, I'm going to create, this is like a large side pocket, and I'm going to make that and put it on here. I'll give me a pocket there. Then I'm going to put, I'm going to make an envelope using the envelopes that were in the kit. If you can hear that noise, it's the fireworks, and it was the Adelaide pageant today, and they're having fireworks. I'm recording this on Saturday, even though you're not going to see it on Saturday. So with the pockets and things, they're gusseted, so you can see where the angle changes on the corners. That's where the fold is. So I just score down like that. So you can see I'm lining that pointy bit with the 6 and this pointy corner here with the 6, making sure I've got it nicely lined up along the top, and then scoring that down. Then we can fold that over and burnish those folds. Going for a long time, isn't it? Those fireworks. We're probably 15 minutes from the city, so they are quite loud. Okay, so that's going to go on there like so. So that will sit inside my stitching like that. Now I'm going to ink around it. Now I don't know whether to ink around it with brown or blue or what. I think I'll go with the brown. So this is Vintage Photo. Of course, you know what I'm going to do next, don't you? I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and I'm going to stitch around it. But before I do that, I might get all of my pieces ready that need to be stitched around. Okay, so that's going to go there. Now I'm going to get a envelope. These are all the pieces that come in the kit. I've cut them all out, plus the fussy cuts, and I haven't even finished cutting the fussy cuts out yet. But I have got some big envelopes here, and I thought I might fit one of those in there. So I will put that together now and just make sure it's going to fit. So once again I'm doing the same thing. So I'm lining that corner and that corner up, push it up to the top, and score. Same here, that one there, that one there, and score. That one, and that one. So if you want to use this method, you really need to draw your black line down to make sure that you are ending up on the same line. It's quite easy to get lost on these scoreboards as far as which ones are which. So where are we? Hope everybody's having a good day and you're all healthy. Getting close to Christmas now, so we're starting to think about all things Christmas. Actually, I haven't printed on the back of these, so I may have to ink that. Now, is that going to fit in there? Yes, it will fit in there easily. Very good, very good. And so that will sit on there like that, and that will sit in there like that. Okay, alright, so I'm going to ink around this as well, and then I'm going to go to my sewing machine and stitch around the pocket and the envelope, and I will also fold this envelope and stitch around that as well, because I will be doing exactly the same in the other journal as far as the pocket and envelope are concerned. Alright, so I'll go and do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've done all my stitching. Cut them off of there. And now I'm going to attach my pockets. I made another pocket for the other journal. This one is just a normal pocket like we would make under, you know, if we didn't have one in the kit. So that's plain. So let's have a look here. So let's, because I'm attaching this to fabric, I'm going to use my fabric glue. I'm going to try and get it as close as I can to the edges. Just means that things will stay stuck on the outside and these inside edges won't catch when you put things in the pocket. I don't want to overdo the glue on this outside edge, otherwise I'll have glue all over my fabric and that's not a pretty look. Okay, so let's position this where we want it, up a little bit, I think. even a little bit more. Down a bit. Okay, so about there. I'm going to burnish that down with my bone folder because I want to make sure that it attaches nicely right to it. I don't want it coming off under any circumstances. Okay, that's that one. Now this one, I'm going to attach this pocket in the same way. So this is just a sheet of paper from the kit. It's 8¼ inches high, which is the width of an A4 sheet of paper, and I have given a 1/4 inch on each edge, so that brings it down to 7 3/4 inches for the pocket. Okay, so let's get this in here. Once again, I'm going to burnish this down. So I cut it 4 inches wide and I've got a 1/2 inch gusset at the back. So there we have. It's not sticking very well, so put a bit more glue on that. Okay, so while they're drying for a bit, I will put my envelopes together. Oh, am I going? I'll have to ink on the inside of these, just to take that white off. You could line these with coffee dyed paper if you so desired. Or, you know, just cut a piece of coffee dyed paper and slip it in there and then cut around like that. I have got 2 of these ink pads, and this one is just about worn out, so that's why I'm using it on here, because, you know, I'm not really looking for a dark colour. I'm just looking to take that white off and for it to tone in with the coffee dyed papers, or the printed papers, which are a print of a coffee dyed. And the plain pages in there are parchment paper, so yes, that's fine. So let's use our art glitter glue and run a bead along here and along here. Okay, so now we can fold that up, burnish that down. So, I always like to run something inside the envelope to make sure that, you know, there's no glue oozing out from those side pieces. No, that roller's dry. Wipe that up. So that's that one. And now this one, same thing. I will fast forward through this because you've just seen me do one, and I'll come back when I have it finished. Okay, so there we have our 2 envelopes and our 2 pockets. So we can pop one in there. Actually, I prefer to see the flaps of the envelopes, so we'll do it like that. Alright, so let me put the lid on that before I end up getting it all over my cover. It's the thing, isn't it? We have to be so careful with everything, especially when we're working with these light coloured colours. I will be putting something over the covers, like I'll decorate the front cover, but the back cover will still be this cream colour, so I don't want to get that dirty. And bearing that in mind, I did put some ink down here, so I might just wipe that over. Bit of green. Don't know what the green is, but better on this wipe than on my journal. Let's wipe that now. Now we need to do a bit of embellishing on these, don't we? We need to make them look pretty. So, as I said, in the kit there are heaps and heaps of fussy cuts. So let's get some out. They're all labels. They're all whale tail tabs. So, what should we put on here? That's pretty, isn't it? But it blends in too much with the background. So, I could put some cheesecloth behind it. Or I could put some lace behind it. Got a heap of lace here. What do you think? If I turn it that way and do a double layer so that, you know, that comes back down that side and that sits on there like that. And do I like that, or do I prefer the cheesecloth? Let's have a look at the cheesecloth. So this is coffee dyed cheesecloth. What do you think? I'm not sure what I think, actually. I like the lace. I think I'll go for the lace. Let's take that out of there. I'm going to put a layer of lace there. So I need to cut that about there. And then another one at the top. So about there. Overlap like that. That like that, that like that. And then that on there, like that. I'd like it to be a bit higher. Like so. I need to ink around this so I can actually see it. What about if I ink around it with black? Still doesn't stand out very well, does it? I think what I need to do is get some coffee dyed paper. Okay, have some rejects here that have got like tears and things in them, and I'm thinking that I might put some of that behind here. That does help it stand out, doesn't it? Sort of dulls that background down, makes that pop out. That's what I'm going to do. So let's cut this off out here. And I have to cut this selvage off. Is that a selvage? Yes. Yep. I'll cut that off. Fray this out. You might be much more organised than me when you are doing your embellishing, but I don't seem to plan ahead. I shouldn't I? I should sit down and say, okay, let's do this. What am I going to embellish it with? And get it all prepared in my mind so that you don't have to listen to me hum and ha and try and decide what I want to do. Okay, that's going to go on there like that. Then that is going to sit on there like that. That's good. I'm happy with that. It does stand out from the background now. And I'm going to put a label on that. So let me grab a label. I've got a couple of different sorts of labels here. I've got tiny labels and I've got standard size labels. So let's try a tiny label first. Well, this one's not so tiny. I think it will be too big. Yeah. I think I'd rather have a smaller one and just pop it on there. Not quite that small. I think something narrower. Longer and narrower. Out of all these labels, you'd think I'd be able to pick one straight away, wouldn't you? Should have some Christmas labels, that's what I should have. I think I better go and do a search on the internet and find some. Might not be very appropriate. Well, that's got blue on it. Let's try that. I really should get some Christmas ones. Perhaps I will. Perhaps I'll go and find some Christmas ones and come back to this. Right, well, at least I can do is stick this down. So I'm going to use some fabric glue for this. I'm not perturbed about if it's not completely stuck down. I usually leave the edges. God, what's going on here? I think I left the cap off too long. Yep. Right, see if we can get some glue happening now. Yeah, it comes out in a big spurt now. I'll put a bit down the bottom. Probably put a bit more glue up here. When I attach the embellishment, the glue from that will also go through here, so just poke that down a bit so that the cheesecloth gets actually into the glue. And now I'll attach this, and I'll use art glitter glue for that. I was watching TV the other night and I just sat and fussy cut these out, so I would have them when I wanted to use them. Okay, going to put something heavy on that for the time being. Now, I've got stuff everywhere as usual, and I'm going to, do I want to decorate this? Probably not. Probably not. Okay, so I'm just going to put that aside to dry with that weight on it. And have a look at this one here. Now, what do we want to put on this one? We'll do the same sort of thing. Let's go there like that. We've got baubles there, so should I put a bauble here, do you think? Or something else. We've got a hot chocolate. A little bit of colour to it. We've got a parcel, and we've got a smaller hot chocolate, but I think that size is alright. We got a holly sprig, or a smaller one. It looks a bit lost, doesn't it? I think I might go for, there's another holly sprig. It's not bad. And put a candle and a holly sprig like that. What do we think? Or we could just do the holly sprig with a Christmas label. Do you want the holly or the... I think we'll go for the hot chocolate. I'm just going to do the same thing with this. So I will, once again, just put this on fast forward. You don't need to watch me do everything twice. Unfortunately, my camera records 29 minutes of video and then it cuts out without any warning. It doesn't turn itself off or anything, and I can't hear it. So it did exactly that, and you missed not much. But I have I cut out the whites there and there, and I used my blade to do that. I've got one of these craft blades and a craft mat. I'm not very good at that, by the way. I don't do it very often. But I did manage to get that cut out nicely and attach that on there. I did use the fabric glue to stick the cheesecloth onto the pocket, and then I used my art glitter glue to stick that on, just the same as I did for that one. Now this is as far as I've got, and I'm going to go and have a search around for some Christmas labels. So once I do that, I will stick the labels on here. No need for you to watch that because that's pretty straightforward. And I will take some photos of it, and I'll have the photos of the finished article at the end of the video. So yeah, check them out and you'll see what they look like at the finished article. But yeah, basically that's the end of the video for today. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I'm going to get into a bit more involved stuff as we get into our pages here. I'd like to make some nice decorative pages. So yeah, anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I mean, as I said, it's pretty straightforward, but there's a lot of pre-stuff going on in these journals, which will all be in the description box below. Links to videos that show how I do those sorts of things. So yeah, check that out. Check out the kit. You might like it. Blue, I decided to go with blue this year. I've actually got 2 kits. Sorry about that. 2 kits, this one and another one that will come out later. And they're both blue, and they both blend beautifully together. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Please leave me a comment if you've got any questions or you'd like to know anything. And if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Okay, see you next time. Bye.